Hey there, welcome back to CMTEQ channel. This is a practical demonstration of how to build an Arduino digital to analog converter system. We're basically going to use an OpAmp amplifier and an Arduino with an LCD display, as you can see in the setup going on here. Great, so this tutorial is basically a follow-up from the simulation we did on Proteus Lab Center. This time around we're going to bring everything into a real-life scenario. Great, so to effectively follow along this tutorial, it is recommended that you watch the previous parts of this tutorial. The previous firmware were written using Arduino IDE. In this practical demonstration, we're going to use the Visual Studio Code IDE. Now let's talk about how this tutorial will be conducted. First, we're going to discuss the part list, circuit explanation, the circuit assembly, the code, and we're going to move into the testing. If you found value in this tutorial, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to CMTEQ channel. That will be highly appreciated. And while we're talking about the Arduino digital to analog converter, I'm also going to show you how to create a project in Visual Studio Code with a PlatformIO extension. Here is a quick part list that you need to build this DAC converter. So we need an Arduino Uno, obviously, to generate our PWM signal. Then you need an operational amplifier, LM358-211, or any operational amplifier comparators. Then obviously you're going to need a couple of resistors. These will be used for your RC filters and your OpAmp circuit. You also need a 10 microfarad capacitors for your low pass filters. And this is optional, an LCD display that will be used with the Arduino to obviously display the data we're going to be getting from the digital to analog converter. And to finish off the part list, you need some jumper wires, breadboard, a power supply, and any other thing that you can put your hands on to complete this practical demonstration. Let's now move into the second part of this tutorial, which is a system explanation. Now in this part we will be dealing with components such as the Arduino. So we know that our Arduino will generate a PWM signal with a specific duty cycle that we're going to control. The duty cycle of this Arduino is going to have a frequency component that we have to deal with our low pass filter. Now the low pass filter role here is to obviously generate a steady voltage that will be the average voltage depending on the Arduino duty cycle. So we'll be configuring our RC filter with the 10K resistance and a 10 microfarad as discussed from the part list. The RC filter output is then connected to the operational amplifier that is configured as a non-inverting amplifier with a gain of 2.2. Now this gain of 2.2 is crucial because this is what we're going to use to basically scale up the voltage from the 0 to 5 provided by the Arduino to 0 to 10 volt that we want on the output. Now because we don't want to overload the Arduino pin, this operational amplifier is also acting as a voltage buffer. Right now this will provide the protection needed to the Arduino pin. And to basically verify what we are doing, we're going to display what we're getting onto the LCD display to ensure that we are actually executing our digital to analog converter with effectiveness. To construct your circuit, you need to take your PWM pin, which is the blue wire here, and connect it onto the input of your RC filter, and that is indicated on the schematic that we did on the Proteus simulation video. So the PWM is connected via the R1 10K resistor, and that is configured with a 10 microfarad to basically combine as a low pass filter. Then, as we've already said earlier, the output of the low pass filter that is then taken from the output of your capacitor, basically from the point between R1 and C1, that is now connected to pin 3 of your operational amplifier that is configured as a non-inverting amplifier. If you have any question, please make sure you drop your comment in the comment section below. To configure our OpAmp as a voltage buffer, we connect a 10K resistance between pin 2 and ground, and that is a 8.2 kilo ohm resistance that we use on the previous tutorial. Now that is connected on pin 2, and to complete this configuration we need another resistance that is a 10K, which serves as a feedback resistance. Here you can see it's connected from pin 2, and we're bringing the connection back to pin 1, which is the output, via the small pin that is represented in the breadboard right there. And the circuit is completed by adding a resistor on the output of the OpAmp with an LED. Now this LED will basically exhibiting a behavior of a glowing and dimming. So basically, as the PWM voltage increases, the voltage will increase from 0 to 10. The LED will be glowing, and as the voltage decreases, the LED will be dimming. The LED is configured via a 330 ohm resistor on the output of the OpAmp, which is pin 1, and at one end we then have the LED connected to ground. Then to complete our OpAmp configuration, we've got the pin 11 that is connected to ground via this gray wire, and we've got pin 4 which is connected to the V+, which is 12 volt supply via these two jumpers wire. So this basically complete the circuit for our OpAmp configuration and the RC low pass filter. Great. Now we get to the exciting part where we can actually build a firmware for this hardware, because this here is a hardware that need a firmware. So we're gonna design write our firmware using Visual Studio Code here, and if you do not have it, it's easy to install, and you can install the extension PlatformIO as well. You can install PlatformIO by clicking on the extension, searching PlatformIO, and have it installed. Once it is installed, you can click on the PlatformIO icon and click on open, and that will bring you to this page here. Now let's go ahead and click on new project. Now you need to name your project Arduino DAC, digital to analog converter. Then we're going to go ahead and choose the board, which is Arduino Uno. That's the board that we are using. If you are also using an ESP8266 board, you can select that, and I'm going to click finish. And basically here the PlatformIO is going to generate the necessary files to basically set your project in motion. Once PlatformIO is done generating your source code, basically your project, you can go ahead and expand the source and click on main.cpp. This basically is a skeleton project, skeleton code that you're going to see. This is where you're going to start writing your firmware. Great. Now let me remind you that the purpose of this tutorial is to convert a PWM signal into a continuous analog voltage that's going to be scaled up from 0 to 10 volts. So what we're going to do here is to basically paste the previous code from the previous tutorial into Visual Studio Code, and hopefully we can compile it without any problem and satisfy our hardware. So let's go ahead and copy the code. But before we do that, please make sure you subscribe to CMTEQ channel and give this tutorial a thumbs up if you find it useful. Now let's go ahead and paste our previous code into this environment. Great. We've got an issue here that the library for the LCD is not being recognized by Visual Studio Code. Not a problem. We're going to go ahead and add it. Copy the library, click on PlatformIO icon, open, and go on library and paste your library name here. Then click on the search button. Then you're going to find a bunch of library. Please ensure that you install or add in your project the correct library. So we're adding Liquid Crystal library by Arduino, and we're gonna click add, select our project, which is Arduino DAC. Okay, and then we add. Congratulations, we are resolving the problems here. And now if you check in the platform.io.ini, you're going to find your library have been added. Great. Now let's go ahead and build the project. Project building. Oops, we've got some problem here. The project failed to build. Let's look at the problem tabs. Update display was not declared in the scope. Okay, so we need to provide some function prototype for our project. Now normally in Arduino IDE we will get away with this, but in Visual Studio Code you cannot get away with that. You need to do the things the right way. So we provide our function prototype. Now we can go ahead and build one more time. And there we go, success. Now the next thing we need to do is to basically set up our platformio.init file so that we can load the program in the correct port and correct speed. So let's find out what is the port for our Arduino. And by clicking on the serial port tab, we can see that we've got COM8 that is already connected. So we need to add COM8 and set up the upload speed. Now let's go ahead and upload. The project will rebuild one more time, and the compilation will complete and start uploading our code immediately, as we can see. Great, so the code have been uploaded. Great, now we can see that the firmware have been loaded, the duty cycle is ramping up as well as the voltage, and ramping up and down at the same time. Now we need to provide power to this board so that we can actually get the PWM conversion ramping analog voltage. Let's provide a 12 volt. Okay, there we go. So now we can see as the voltage ramp, the status of the LED is going to indicate what's going on. Now observe that the LED is going to start dimming as the voltage start decreasing. As the voltage get to 0, the LED is also going to switch off, and the cycle will continue. As the PWM will start ramping up, the LED will start glowing. Great, now let's go ahead and take some measurements. So what I want you to do here is to observe. So you're going to observe the voltage that is being displayed, 0 to 10 volt, and we're going to take some measurement at some critical points. So the first point we're going to measure is from ground, the reference point, to the output of the OpAmp. So that is pin 1, which is this point here. Now as you can see on the LCD display, the voltage is ramping, and as well as on the multimeter, the voltage is ramping. Now as you can see here, the output voltage is only going to go to 9.4. Now this is due to the 10 kilo ohm resistance that is giving us a gain of 2. So if we want a 10 volt, we need a gain of 2.3. So we need to adjust the value of R3 to something below 10 kilo ohm, maybe a 8.3 kilo ohm as we've used in the simulation software. Now here you can see we are testing at a different location. So this is now the output of the RC filter, the low pass filter. This one is only going to go to 5 volt or somewhere below 5 volt. As you can see, 4.7 volt. So that's what the Arduino is giving us, and we are then scaling it up to 10 volt as you've seen. Now it's time to do some oscilloscope measurements. So I'm going to connect my ground clip of the oscilloscope to the reference point, basically the ground of my circuit. The positive clip is going to the PWM pin, which is pin 9. Great, now let's go ahead and observe on the oscilloscope what's going on here. Great, so the PWM is connected to channel 1, which is the yellow signal channel. So let's turn the channel on. There we go. Now as you can see, the ramping up and down of the PWM signal with the duty cycle is being displayed here on the oscilloscope under channel 1. Now we're going to go ahead and enable channel 2, and this time around on channel 2 we're going to now hook the output of the RC filter, the low pass filter, to channel 2. Let's find the connection point for our positive clip on the output of the RC filter. There we go. And the negative clip is going to go to the common ground reference. Then we're going to display channel 2 on the screen here. As you can see, now this is no longer a PWM signal. This is now an analog signal that is being smoothed out by the RC low pass filter, basically removing the PWM frequency. But as you can see, this signal is only going to go from 0 to 5 volt as per the Arduino maximum output voltage for the PWM here, basically giving us just a 5 volt. So we need to now get our 0 to 10 volt signal. That will be hooked on channel 3, and we need to connect the positive clip of this channel 3 to the output of the OpAmp here, that is on pin 1. Okay, connection done. The ground clip of channel 3 goes on the reference connection for all the measurement, and as you can see, the system is still functional and fully working. Now let's turn on channel 3. There we go, and turn on the measurement, and as you can see, channel 3 voltage, DC voltage, is way ahead of channel 2. As you can see, it was almost at 10 volt there. Now it is ramping down as the PWM duty cycle is also ramping down. We're going up one more time, ramping up 4 volt, 5 volt. You can see channel 3 is basically double channel 2. So this is basically how you can convert a PWM signal into a changing continuous analog signal. So what we've done here, we've basically converted the PWM signal into an analog signal, so basically a digital to analog converter that can be used in many applications, and we've scaled it up from the 0 to 5 volt from the Arduino to a 0 to 10 volt. Now this means we can actually scale it up to any voltage that we want for our application. Obviously there will always gonna be some limitations. Now you can actually go out there and design a DAC, digital to analog converter, for your motor applications and any other power electronics application you want to have. So we're going to end this tutorial here. I hope you found it useful. Please make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to CMTEQ channel for more tutorial of this nature. Until next time, cheers.